I doubt what's left of my computer can play Yakuza 0. But it's like all these games that I'm like, oh, I could get back to them because I'm no longer doing RP. Oh, wait, I can't do any games because graphics card is dead. No, nothing.
It I I don't know about i5s, but I do know with i7s they actually do run pretty well. So
I think it might be an i5 in the motherboard.
I
i5 or
do know with
i4.
I do know with i7s, like I was able to run just on my CPU alone. Like I was able to play basically every game, but of course that's an i7 and a really good one at that. i5s, I'm not 100% sure, but it's going to be hit and miss. You're going to have to use every low setting possibility. You may even have to like
Yeah.
reduce. You might have to like go into like window mode and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it's a
And
it says HD graphics 4600. Yeah.
so it's yeah.
I guess I could try. I mean, oh, right, because then the NVIDIA graphics dry card in my laptop died. I mean, the Intel one still works fine. Maybe I could try go back to streaming on my laptop. Which I
No,
laugh, but
you're better off with your desktop.
I laugh about that. But of the 6 years I've been on Twitch, only one I've had a desktop, that laptop. It's been the other five. So it's yeah. I mean, I could if things just some reason aren't working through the motherboard. G graphics fucking shitty. So many computer terms have been thrown at me today in the past couple hours. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. What is that a big? Does the bigger number mean it's better? I don't know.
Typically yes.
Typically, yes. Ugh. But yeah, that fucking sucks. But hey, you got a new computer. You got the opposite of me.
Yes, and I still have to go through like all the scenes. I mean, it's all there, but it's like I want to line it up like specifically and all that stuff, and I still have to go through all of that. But another time, another place, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's running like a champ. It's great. I'm looking at four goddamn monitors and three PCs, all doing their own thing. So it's ridiculous. Um, Came a long way, and it's I mean it, my freak kind of like what you were saying with your laptop. My laptop is still part of my stream. It's how I look at chat these days. So I mean it's still part of my channel after all these years. So it's still running strong. I mean it doesn't do that great of a job, but I mean it does chat very well. So
Hmm.
there's that.
I don't
And
think
plus
I don't think I ever
no, go
played
ahead.
Payday. Uh, I only ever played Payday on my laptop. I don't think I've ever installed Payday on my computer. I mean, to be fair, I've basically just been done with Payday. But it's been a couple of actually. How long has it been since the last time I played Payday? Payday. I don't even have it installed, do I? Why did I install it? Okay, that doesn't help. It says last played was January 14th, 2020, but that's not right. That's when I installed it. So, two
What PC
years?
did you have when we did because that does sound right because we did do early 2020.
Did
Me and
we?
you we did the RP payday.
I did not.
I don't know what computer you did it on, but it
It would have
was
had to
early
have been
2020.
this one. Holy shit, I have played. Well, it would have been at the very most January 14th of 2020. Yeah, yeah, because I
I
got
do remember
that would. Oh my god,
I do
I did violate this computer by playing Payday 2 on it. My god.
I know that was the case because I had to go back and like look because I wanted to see what every game did I play in the year 2020. And I remember that was one of the very first
I
videos
fucking can't believe I
was
forgot Fallen
us
Order.
doing RP.
I can't believe I forgot.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Now I gotta look back. Because I know I played Fallen Order in December. I started it in December, but did I finish it in December? Because then I didn't actually. Okay, collections. Because I could have not Oh, XCOM Chimera Squad came out in 2020. MetaWare High School, that was a fun little game. I should have looked at my collections. Oh, I played Resident Evil. No, I did Resident Evil 2 and 3. Of course, I remember those. Fallen Order. Oh, last upload was on. Well, that doesn't help. I uploaded all of them on January 20th, so I think I played them all in January then. Damn. Okay. Should have looked through my collection. XCOM Chimera Squad. That was a fun game. I wouldn't say it wouldn't have made my top 5. Maybe top 10? Well, actually, probably top 10 because it'd probably go over top of indie games in certain respects. But anyway, that was last time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one thing that I was thinking about when I was thinking back to the top 5 is you did name off like a lot of like indie titles, which is great, but I really thought like Halo would have been mentioned, Chimera
I,
Squad, and
yep. The thing is, I forgot about those games. I forgot I played them in 2020 was the problem. I completely forgot um, about about those games. I should have been I should have been I should have just looked at my collections, but I was like, no, I think I would remember. But yeah, I would. The Chimera Squad would have been up there, and Jedi Fallen. Well, I didn't have any indie games on the top 5. They were all AAA games, but I
well,
had the indie
I was
games
talking
in
about
honorable mentions.
that's what I was talking about is honorable mentions because like after your top 5, you're going to go into honorable mentions, and it's like for as many indie titles, that's great, but you would think like some AAA, there has to be a AAA title or two that is not there. And when I saw you go through your list or heard you go through your list, I guess, and like I was like, I know he's played Fallen Order. And I remember he was saying he liked it, and I'm pretty sure it was in 2020. Where's that on the list? And I don't know what was like. There was a couple of Halo games that came on, like because they're like dropping them slowly. They're not
Yeah,
like
Reach came out in December of 2019. The rest of them dropped throughout 2020. Now,
right.
I didn't put Halo on there because that's just a PC. I was like, it's just a PC release of all these Halo games I played on the original Xbox and 360. So I didn't include those because they're not new to me. Because I played them before. Um, I guess technically I never played Halo 2 Anniversary. That was the only Halo game that released on the Master Chief Collection that I never played. So technically I could have said 2 Anniversary, but I just basically left the Master Chief Collection out because it's just the PC release of games that are. Oh God, Halo's so old. Whatever released in 2001. I feel like every time I think that I'm like 2001, right? The first Halo came out, right? Halo Combat Evolved. I'm pretty sure it was 2000. Yeah, November 15th, 2001. Like Halo's 20 years old. Okay, it's not quite 20 years old. It's 19 years old.
Round up.
Okay, so it's 20 years old. Almost 20. Let's just say almost 20. I'm 6.5 in 3 days and 2 hours. Because Because when you're younger, those extra
Yeah.
days always matter, and then when you're older, you just want to take off years. Uh, but yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I just didn't include the Master Chief Collection because of that. Also, Master Chief Collection came out. Well, it's just a PC release of something that's already existed on the Xbox One, which I guess technically I never played the Master Chief Collection, but it's just a collection of games I've already played, so it's just for all that fuckery. I was just like, ah, just not.
Right.
I gotta get back to playing. Oh, I'd say I gotta get back to playing Halo. I wonder if I could play any of the Halo games. That probably wouldn't work. That would probably won't. I'm like 91 achievements. I've got 609 out of 700 achievements in the Master Chief Collection. And there's two I'm for sure I will not get. So I'll at least get the 698 before I hit a just incredibly annoying because they're just fucking stupid ass multiplayer achievements. Like
Right.
there's the one multiplayer achievement to get environmental kills, and that just is there's only one map in Halo 2 Anniversary, and there's only two stalactites or my whatever the fuck's the ones that hang from the ceiling. Um, no, tights. Tights are on the top. Um, and you have to shoot them and then kill someone with it. And they only respawn.
Right.
They don't respawn. So you have to do 100 of those kills, which means but also other people shoot them as well. So it's not like you're guaranteed to be able to actually shoot it while someone's under there. Some people just start the map and shoot them both and just waste them. So it's an annoying ass achievement that unless you, I guess, like find a lobby of people who are like, like, hey, let's help each other grind for this achievement. Um, somehow you're not gonna get it without pulling your teeth out. But digressing, um, yeah, multiplayer achievements suck.
Yeah, I've been there. It's really terrible.
Does Max Payne have achievements and that?
Oh yeah. I remember I never really cared for them, but there's I mean that was like especially for Payday 2, I noticed there was like a lot more achievement hunters with that, but there was a few for Payday, and I remember, oh yeah, we got to do this map. I got to get like this amount of kills, and it was a friend of mine, and it was like we basically just did the maps basically solo, just the two of us, and it was a DLC map, and basically the way Max Payne does DLC maps is so trash because the only people that could gain access to the DLC maps are the people that actually bought it. So anyone that votes on it, like the people that own it, only get in, and then everyone that doesn't own it gets kicked out. So it cuts the lobby in half or however much. It's a little bit easier on PC because it's so cheap these days. But
Mm.
anyway, so I do remember there was a friend that like, okay, we got to go to Marty's bar. I got to get like these amount of melee kills, and I don't know how we set it up, but like it may have been a private lobby, and it may had to have been a public lobby. So it was just the way it was, and he did. From what I recall, he didn't get the. He only just needed like a couple of like melee kills, and I basically just stood around and just kind of like just waited for him. Uh, and yeah, just I never really cared for him, but it did happen, and I just remember thinking that was just kind of like stupid of just why. So, but it's what some people really love about video games, so because obviously when there is that one really rare achievement or what have you, it's a little, you have merit to your name that, hey, I did this achievement. So it's understandable.
Oh yeah, I there's always those achievements that you're proud of. Like, man,
Mm,
that was like a freaking great achievement. You know, we really worked hard for it. Then there's some of those achievements which you just get annoyed with it and you cheese the shit out of it. So you just have it. Uh,
yeah.
like you could do that with XCOM 2. Like you can get all the achievements with using mods. So you could just mod yourself to have like super soldiers and that, and you could just
Right.
grab all the achievements.
Yeah.
And it's uh, I think I actually, well, no, I think I did it legitimately the first time when I went through, oh god, XCOM on the hardest difficulty with Iron Man on, meaning everything you do is permanent. Oh, it's a slog. Let me pull it up. I have, in XCOM Enemy Unknown, I have 228 hours. At least 150 of those hours were attempting to do that achievement. Like 150 of those hours was restarts. Because you eventually get to a point in in XCOM where you can make mistakes, but it's like really early on when you don't have a lot of people, you don't have a lot of equipment, and
Right.
losing one of your like highest ranking members in like the first little bit when they can't be replaced and the enemies have already tiered up. So now all of a sudden you're not even remotely equivalent to taking on the AI anymore. It's just like, well, time to restart. Funny enough, XCOM 2 was way easier. I have 188 hours total in that, and I think it probably took like 50 to do the Iron Man mode.
Hmm.
Like XCOM 2, I guess well, there's a lot of different mechanics that make it easier if you
Right.
utilize them correctly, like the whole um oh god, what's the word for? Oh, the whole stealth portion where you can just like take out a bunch of enemies before they even know you're there and then just like hit them with everything you got.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think in the other XCOM, not two, the what is it, Enemy Within, seemed like the second you see an enemy, like they immediately know that you're there and they jump on you. So to have like a stealth mechanic that would make things a lot easier.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same in, unless your squad starts off the mission in concealment. I mean, it's the exact same as like the first game where it's like you activate an enemy pod. Like, as soon as you enter within, like, you see them, they become active. It's just like some missions you drop in stealth and can, set up and then just wipe out a bunch of them before they see you. And then you play the rest of the mission out as normal. So it's a little bit of just a first strike mechanic,
Right.
but it's really helpful when you can take out the really fucking crazy hard enemy immediately without it firing.
I know.
It's shot that just shreds all of your armor and all of your health, and suddenly everyone's dead.
Sounds about right.
That's XCOM. Also missing at a 95% shot.
Yes, that is very typical. You would think 95% I'm gonna hit this, and wouldn't you know, it's a 95% miss.
Yeah, you don't have 95% chance to hit it. You have a 5% chance to miss it.
Exactly.
That's XCOM's really great for teaching people how statistics works because people are like, that's improbable. It's like, play XCOM, you'll understand pretty quickly that small
Yeah.
numbers, it doesn't matter. Statistics don't give a fuck.
And the weird thing is, it seemed like my 70% shots were like way more accurate than my 90% shots.
Yes,
At least with me.
sometimes it does. I mean, yeah, yeah, sometimes it
But then
really
again, I
does.
only played Evil Within, not XCOM 2. I still need to get it.
Oh yeah, XCOM 2 is great. I would recommend War of the Chosen is I think it's about like half the price of the normal game, but it's like it just makes XCOM 2 like XCOM 2.5. Like it is everything you want in an expansion where it adds new mechanics and stuff that just completely changes how you play the game in a very
Right.
because they add the exhaustion mechanic is one of the major things where you can't just send like in XCOM you could just send the same troops over and over and over again and like you just send your best ones and just clear every mission with the same six people. Um, but with War of the Chosen, like they get exhausted the more missions they go on, and like how active they are in the missions. So you're forced to diversify your squad and be like have several people that you can step up while your guys rest, which is super fun. Like to that it forces you to actually, experiment and diversify, whereas before you just kind of just got into a rut and just
Mm-hmm.
brainlessly went through it. Um, I'm trying to remember where we were topic wise. We've gotten so far off topic. Though I don't even remember what the topic is, so maybe we are on topic. I don't know.
We just kind of talked about your graphics card, and then we just kind of split off.
Oh yeah, we sped off into games and if you follow
Yeah.
it's funny when you get to the end of one of these lines of the question, it's like, how did we get here? But if you really follow it through, it makes sense. But you just can't figure out,
Mm-hmm.
like, looking at A to Z, you can't figure out how you got there without like taking it step by step.
Right.
Mm. So, did you finish talking about your new computer? I don't remember.
Pretty much. I mean, it's running like a champ. Just need to fix some scenes in OBS and good to go. So, yeah, pretty much.
Nice. I guess we could move to gaming news, which gaming news. I thought I had something and then I can't think of it. Hey, hmm. I'm trying to think if it's something released. Let me check Steam Live. Did something? I feel like there's something. I'm like, oh, this happened, but I can't. Huh. Oh well. Whatever it was, it wasn't important enough to remember. Oh, probably the. I guess the only thing is season 5 of freaking yeah, yeah, Master Chief Collection dropped. It's just like their multiplayer season. That's the only thing that popped into my mind. I'm like, that's not gaming news. Hey, maybe you can actually play Halo on your new computer.
Uh, if I could, I tried looking up exactly what was going on account wise, and it's exactly what I thought. It's basically they reset the account to where it has no phone number attached when it did, but the phone number didn't work. So now it just doesn't have a phone number. So I just need to find a phone number that works. And of course, no phone number, no email, blah.
Hmm.
So I'm just it's exactly what I thought. I'm just basically at square one again. So
I mean, couldn't you? There's a lot of those apps that have like free phone numbers you can use. Will
Oh
one of
yeah,
those work?
and that was one of the ones that was on there, and then they took it off because they said we can't send a number to this number. Don't know why.
Um,
So
is it possible your free text number expired?
it
That's why?
still works. I still
Oh,
receive calls and everything else.
weird.
It's my main line, so
Huh.
well, at least what I had been using.
That's so
Yeah.
fucking weird. Hmm. Oh well, at least you played through Halo 1. Wait,
It,
no. Did you
I'm
even get through 1?
actually glad that I was at least able to do
Oh
that
yeah, you got through
because
1. Yep. I
so
watched that whole stream. What am I thinking?
yeah, did it in 2 streams, so I uh, it's just the account thing that really bothers me. Other than that, I had a fun experience, so I want to play the other ones, but I have to create like 50 accounts and like just one by one, just
Yeah,
but
it's just
yeah,
stupid.
exactly. So I'm not gonna do that. So it's what it is. Feels bad.
It is what it is. All right. Gaming news. Do you have anything? Apparently, I can't think of anything.
I still don't know if this is accurate. Why did they have a remaster coming out for Judgment? Why? It's like only a few years old,
Judgment?
and Judgment is a Yakuza spin-off, and that one just came out, I think, a few years ago. It's using the Yakuza Like a Dragon engine, and it's getting a remastered. I I still don't know if that's actual, like, is that real? Because it's not that old. Why is it getting a remastered? It
I
doesn't.
mean, they remade Skyrim 20 times.
So I that's one thing I heard, and the only thing I got out of that is that only means there's got to be a PC version coming out, which that I'm for, but it just kind of feels weird that it's only like a year or two old and they're already wanting to do a remaster of it. So, and
Yeah.
it's Judgment's supposed to be from the police perspective. Yakuza's supposed to be the crime side of things, and then now they're wanting to show everything from the police side. So that's in Japan. I think it's called Judge Eyes, and it's I don't know why they have to change names, but it's how they do it. And they in the states and English countries they call it Judgment, and it's a game I'm looking forward to. But it's one of those games that's like it's taking its precious time to get on PC. And from the looks of things, I think it's pretty much solid that Sega is looking to the Western audience for just a little bit of just kind of exploration and just see where things go because everything that I've seen from Sega has always been they're just releasing to PC and stuff and to a Western audience. So that's kind of awesome. They're not just for a long time they were just on consoles, and now it's like because Yakuza for the longest of time was strictly PlayStation. Now that's on Xbox. It's on PC, and same thing with Persona. Also, even though Atlas is like the main developer, it is Sega that uh, I think it's the US branch is actually pretty much merged with Atlas, so it's basically one and the same. Uh, I remember looking up somewhere, seeing that Persona 5 hit record highs and Sega was making a killing. And it's like, well, you look at the box, all you see is Atlas, Atlas, Atlas. Well, apparently Sega, at least the US branch, they own Atlas. So so yeah, so they basically own Atlas, and they they're just releasing to a Western audience with a PC, and I guess at some point they're gonna go to Xbox as well. But yeah, it's all I'm seeing, and I'm all for it. But takes its precious time. And why the hell is there a huge gap? It's I went from zero, one, two, skipped right to seven, and now I'm playing three, four, and five, which I actually did buy for $30. I it's awesome because like it was if you buy it individually, it's 60, but if you get the pack, I think it's 40. Me and a friend ended up finding it for 30, and it was like, well, you're basically getting one full game and then another one for half off. And perfect, sold. Let's get it. So Yakuza 3 is on the horizons. It's probably going to be I'm probably going to start that on Wednesday, and but I really want to finish Like a Dragon first. I'm in the last chapter. I just finished the last couple of side stories, so I mean, I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. So that's gonna be awesome. Looking forward to that. And yeah, that's all the stuff that I have in terms of gaming news and updates.
Alrighty. Hey, actually, some gaming news and updates. Wow. Man. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Oh,
Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil Village. That got a teaser put out for
nice.
PS5 only. PS5 demo for the 5 people who own a PS5. Why do
Yeah,
I feel like I've mentioned this before? I feel like I made that joke on the podcast already. Wait,
which is why it gave me pause. I was like, wait,
wait. Did
did
this
he? That
did
sounds familiar.
it does sound familiar?
It,
Did I talk
at
about
least
this?
that joke sounds familiar. The five people,
I think
that sounds familiar.
when did the
But
okay,
I don't
hold
know
on.
if it was to the same game though.
Easy to check. What's
Maybe it is.
I gotta see the date on the video I watched so I know if it happened if I watched it before the last podcast. I totally made that joke last podcast. I feel like I did. Um, why can't I? Don't you love when you have like a bunch of stuff you're following and you scroll through it and it's like it's not here, but you just overlooked it? Um,
Yep,
that
many a
happened
time.
2 weeks ago. Okay, so it happened like it says videos 2 weeks ago. So yes, I saw it before this. Before before. Okay, so I did make the joke last podcast. Okay, I okay then no, I don't have any. I'm just reusing content. Uh,
I was actually gonna really start cracking up laughing if you start telling me that freaking did you hear that Ubisoft is now doing a Star Wars game?
hey, did you? I mean, that could happen still. Don't count it out. Uh, but no, no, mm, no, not. Nope, nope. Okay, let's
Move on.
move on. We want to talk. Oh, we could talk about. I guess. We'll move on to RP. I guess,
All right.
which has stalled, and I'm remembering now. Look, there's. I feel like I've not used this for the several times I've hosted, where it's like, hey, look, screenshots.
Actually, it is relatively new, but
It is relatively new, but I feel like I've forgotten it the past several times. So, what's been going on in RP? Actually, it's been calm. It's been just like, it's been month after month after month of like, it's one thing after the other. I hit my mic, I'm sorry. After the other, after the other. And it just was pretty tame up until yesterday when I initiated Act 1 of Operation Winter Hammer, which is the code name for Ryan's start of his side story, which we started. Which, if I'm going to recommend any RP stream to watch, it would be that one. Day 145. Um, the last one I did. Because that was just, I feel like it was just one of like the best days of RP I've done. Like, it was insane. Like, everything just fell into place so, like, way better than I anticipated. Like, because I had a general sense, like, I helped set up all the pieces in certain ways and that, and like I had a vague idea of what was going to happen, what was going to be attempted to happen, um, but just how things ended up going just felt perfect. Like, so essentially, what happened was, well, the only thing in Ryan's backstory that can come back to haunt him, which is uh, the reason he can't go back to Canada, which is he's wanted for the attempted murder of a political official, which he got ousted for that by the politician who hired him to do the job in the first place. Um, so that he's wanted by the RCMP, and so he flees the country, and that's what brings him to New Alexandria. And this is something that he's only ever told, well, I guess his kind of wife, Kit, or I could just say wife. Um, I guess 'cause it's not really true. Anyway, semantics aside, um, he's only ever told her the full story of like why he's there. Um, so tonight or last night, that was not last night. It was the night before. I'm confused. Um, right, my computer died yesterday. That doesn't make any sense how I managed to do RP. Um, confusion. Ugh, it's been a day. It's been a day and a half. But yeah, so what was set up is the start of sort of that thing where the guy who double crossed Ryan, he's making moves in the political world, and well, guess who pops up on his radar again? Because he's suddenly become very well known in the state of New Alexandria for, running the horse races and all of that. So, and well, wouldn't you know, Ryan's the only person who can besmudge that politician's carefully crafted image. So, he off the books sent two Mounties to bring Ryan back for a trial. And I was so like the timing on it was just great. I was with everyone. I was with like 8 of my friends when they showed up. I was so worried I was gonna run into them without anyone there, and it was just gonna be awkward because I wanted people to. I would have run with it anyway, but I wanted people to be there so so it would create tension, and it just would have been too. If they had got him alone, it would have escalated things to the end of the act instead of like a progression. So thankfully, that's how that worked out. Um, so yeah, um, the Mounties show up, and everyone's like, Ryan, those are Mounties, and you're the only Canadian we know of. Uh, what the hell's going on? And Ryan's just freaking out. He's just like, oh my god, oh no, shit. So they managed to get away, um, somewhere secluded, and he tells all of them like the full story. Finally, tells everyone the full story. It's like, if you don't want to help me, that's fine. You can back out now. And no one backed out. Which I was like, oh, well then. Funny enough, of all the people to be caught in this was the freaking governor herself. Was the freaking governor of New Alexandria freaking trying to help Ryan out with this. It's like trying to find the legal stuff, the legal loopholes. And I'm like, well, Ryan's just like, well, da 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 da. These are all the reasons why it's like this probably won't work. And also, I wrote it, so there was no legal loopholes. There's only one way this ends. I covered all of my bases with the setup of this, so it couldn't be so easily taken care of, because it just didn't make sense for the motivations behind the character, the main antagonists of the side story, to set things up in a certain way. Which, ooh, fun stuff. Unfortunately, the person who was going to play the main antagonist, he's just been not feeling RP recently. He just like kind of fell off it, so he told me it's like, yeah, it's probably not gonna be able to do it, but I'm like, that's fine, dude. You know, take care of yourself and that. But he came up with some really great ideas for the character that I was like, oh my god, I love the direction he took with it. So, well, of course, with his permission, I'm reusing the reusing some of the character traits and motivations that he sort of came up with it, and gonna use that in making the character, which it sucks. I was really looking forward, like, to seeing him portray the villain, and he was looking forward to it too. But things change over the course of a month and a half, a month and a half. How long have I been planning this? At least a month. Um, but yeah, that happens. Like, there's just God, so many people showed up to help. Like, Ryan got like the Mounties are going around like looking for Ryan. I got so many telegrams from people being like, "Hey, there's Mounties looking for you. What the fuck's going on?" Like all these concerned telegrams, and I'm like, "Oh, like oh my God, there were so many people showed up, and like you're restricted to like 6 people for like an active encounter." So I'm like, I had to pick and choose 5 people to for like the ambush we were gonna set up, because there was like 10, 12 people in total, and I had to choose 5 of them, and I'm like, ah, this hurts. Like, they were all such great choices. I mean, some of them couldn't because of like positions in government, like the governor couldn't take part in it. Um, None of the judges or judicial clerks, like people with, government jobs that are like, Ryan, I would help you, but we can't really get involved in this. And I'm like, that's fine. Which, it's just striking to like, holy crap, like how many people came to like Ryan's, like to help him. It's just like, damn. It's, it's way more than I thought. Uh, but yeah, we set up an ambush at like the at this one at the in Emerald Ranch. We set up an ambush and managed to take him without a hitch. Um, Thankfully, I learned later out of character that thankfully, good friend in character and also friend out of character of our group, um, who had watched the entire thing go down in Emerald Ranch from a far hillside. He's just like, man, it's a good thing it wasn't anyone else witnessing that, because that could have been bad. Like, oh boy, we just kidnapped 2 federal police of another country. That, you know, that would have been hard to explain away. For if anyone had of had witnessed what we did. Thankfully, no one of consequence did. But yeah, as we uh, did that, brought them to a secluded location, interrogated them. They didn't know jack shit. So eventually, Ryan just decided not to kill them. He's just like, no, yeah, fuck it, no, not worth it, and just decides to have them bring a message. Just like, just decided to use them to send a message, and like, yeah, no. But if anyone else comes after me, they're fucking dead. But you two can live. Um, that was like yeah, it was just so good, and everyone got a good role in it. Like for like the first time ever, I actually was like pushing RP, I guess, because this was sort of like I was I wasn't just like a side character like I normally am. I was actually like, oh, I'm pushing this. This is my thing. This is kind of fun. I'm not just here to be here. Not that I have a problem with that, but that was just fun to like be the center of attention or of a storyline for once. Uh, but yeah, that was just phenomenal. Just everything beautiful. Everyone involved had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And then my computer broke the next day. So, uh, thankfully that got all resolved. Um, because otherwise it would have been really awkward to have to delay that in the middle. So, Act 1 thankfully concluded in a night. And now I have to figure out what to do because there's such a long break. I'm gonna have to. I've got plenty of time to rewrite things and think things through for how I want sort of the gist of the rest of the storyline to go, like encounter wise, like whether or not I will go with Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, which was Mounties and then Mercenaries, and then the main antagonist plus Mercenaries, or if I'll merge 2 and 3 to be more seamless together or something like that. I don't know. It's just all stuff I have to think about. But right now, unfortunately, well, I can't do any RP. So, doesn't mean I can't not do RP or character development or whatever. Or character direction, I guess would be more like it. Um, so I've made it so that canonically right now, Ryan has decided to go on his own to try and find out like more information on the guy who's hunting him down again. To try and figure out why all of a sudden now is the time. So that's what I'm. that's that's the in character reason why Ryan's gone. Out of character reason, I can't play at all. So that's fun. But yeah, yeah, it's just really like one of the best days of RP, and I can't do RP in a while. But oh well, what can you do?
I don't know why, but why does it feel like that actually sounds like it's kind of working in your favor in terms of like making sense in terms of character? Your character's in hiding because you just like you set a trap for these Mounties, and that would kind of make sense. Like your character would probably want to go in hiding, right?
Um, I guess yeah, it does make a little bit of sense. It's
I probably not not for like this long of a time frame,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously uh, it seems like in character you'll want to go in hiding, but obviously because of your GPU system, that's issue. That's
Mm-hmm.
obviously gonna you have no idea when you're gonna get one working and all that stuff. So, um, but like in terms of like in character, that to me that just kind of sounds like it just somewhat makes sense. Just probably not in this long of a time frame.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the length is, I mean, like I said, it's a good and bad timing where
Hmm.
it's good as in I can play it off in a way, but not great because I didn't want to play it off in that way. I
Right.
am not getting this like I really wanted the, day after was oh god, the Take It Easy Tavern was open. It was gonna be a day of just like we just had this really intense day. Let's all just go to the tavern for a day and we'll just
Mm,
celebrate. And that would have been great, but my computer had had other priorities.
yeah.
But yeah. Oh, there'll be time. It's not over. There's still more to the storyline to do, but it's just like it sucks, but I can make it work. Like I
Right.
am making it work. Unlike last time where I didn't come up with a reason and I got asked why and I'm like, I don't have a reason. Like I didn't come up with one because I didn't think anyone would ask why. Like I didn't know. Only one person asked why. I was like, uh, I, I, I don't, I don't know. I was just, I slept in
Right.
really for like a week. Uh, mm, yeah, kind of hard to justify some long non-stays when your character has absolutely no reason to ever go anywhere else. But hey, at least this time we'll make it work. His kit's gonna fucking kill him when she sees him next because he's decided to go do this on his own. She's gonna be really pissed that he just left and was like, I gotta do this on my own. She's gonna she's gonna rake him over the coals for that, but you know, yeah, it's not like he doesn't deserve it for doing that. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with stuff like that. It's like it's not gonna be like major. It's just gonna be like a little bit of like it's not gonna hurt anything because that would just be dumb letting a thing that you can't control like ruin a like parts of a storyline that have been like months in the making just because of like a technological glitch. But guess I have a lot of time to I don't know do I have no idea. I don't no idea. I've got a lot of free time now. uh, I don't know what to do with it. But oh well. That's that's what I got for RP. Um, I think we can move on to Clipperonis. Clipperoonies? Ronies? Roonies? I think both work.
All right.
Okay. Um, open link. That's the button I want to find. Let me just unmute Twitch so these clips will actually play. One of the links you posted for a clip doesn't work.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this clip route
One
is
second. Yeah, yeah.
deprecated.
I see it. Let me just change it. Try it again.
Oh, there we go. It actually popped up on the... There we go. Okay. That worked. And that one. Okay, let's move the two Momos. They're next to each other, because that makes sense. Let's do things that make sense, shall we? Oh, I do have the window capture up. Would you look at that? You think I know what I'm doing. Share my screen. This won't blow up my computer, probably. Then my computer explodes. I'm gonna try and find... where is it? Where's the... Oh, there we go. Clips. There's one. Paste and go.
Right, what am I doing?
Okay. And here's one. Why is... Okay, that's borderline. Why is that in the... Okay. That's... Why the... Why? Why is that recommended by... Why is...
I have no
That's
clue.
That's a choice for... You know, I can understand why it has so many views. I don't understand why I'm not... Huh. Let's just ignore that. Let's ignore that and go to the clips. So yeah, here we go. First one, Silent Sentry.
Oh, it's so funny.
Just play it. Are any of these
Yep.
you're gonna explain, or do you just... Are these
Oh
just...
yeah, there's gonna be at least one or two, yeah.
Okay.
But not this one.
Alright.
Self-explanatory.
Alrighty. Let's play it.
Man, I don't think I've ever docked anybody like that, man. It's my first time.
Hey man, you get used to it. It's a pretty, you're getting pretty good at this shit, man.
Wait.
You keep it
Oh,
up,
wait.
and you're gonna be a 14 gauge before you know it.
I docked you wrong. We're gonna have to redock. We're gonna
Oh
have to
shit.
Yeah. I think I docked a little short G on the meth.
Oh shit. Okay, here. Let me get closer. Hold on. Let me. Straight in, man. Straight in. Oh.
Pass, man.
All right. I'm gonna see what I can do, man. Wish me luck.
Okay.
Bad time to eat. I'm just like, oh, it's a minute long clip. I'm just gonna have some of my pizza.
Oh,
Immediate
wow.
regrets. Immediate regrets.
Oh my god. Yeah, he kept doing that throughout the entire freaking stream. I thought it was funny. He kept doing it with a freaking Molotov.
Oh
He
my
kept
god.
pulling it out. It was like, what the fuck? And he kept having, and that was another thing. Not only did he keep doing it, he kept doing it, and he had perfect situations to do it in. Like, it wasn't like he did it for show. Like, he actually had legitimate reason to actually like do it for the joke. Yeah. This next one is Nabi. She's a Korean streamer. She does really great artwork on her Twitter. She like posts. She does like art streams time to time when she's not doing games. Um, this is kind of self-explanatory, but if no one doesn't understand, I will fill in the blanks afterwards. It's kind of self-explanatory.
Okay, let's go.
Friendly.
Wait, why we can't click this one? I see the marker in the map, but I can't click this. Why?
The marker on the map.
You see your map, you see the marker? Yellow marker?
mhm.
But it's not working, right? That's the reason why it's not working.
Oh, so when you're the imposter,
Uh-huh.
it gives you fake tasks. So fake tasks that you can pretend to do,
Uh-huh.
but you can't actually do them, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Friendly.
Yeah. So when someone's Korean and don't really understand English that well, it creates funny moments. So she had first time ever playing, first round, first time playing, she's imposter, she has no idea what she's looking at, and she basically has to come out and explain everything. So apparently and they have like a new mod. She was actually running the mod. It's where they have like I forget what they call it, but it's voice like
Oh,
area.
VoIP.
Yeah, exactly. So like within a certain area, you could pick up people's voices, and it's a mod that's makes the game kind of interesting, so that way people are just not just silent talking to their streams, like they're actually talking to each other, and you might even have a conversation with one of the imposters. So the fact that she is imposter, probably not speaking English that well, and she is not knowing what she's looking at, this is what happens. It creates it's gold. It's fucking gold.
It is gold.
So the fact, and I'm one of those people that like you sometimes get invested in like the streamer you're watching, and I know there's another individual. They call themselves whenever they get together in PUBG, they call themselves like the Hentai Squad. Dizzy Kitten. She's like one of her mods, and she speaks English. She's an American, and like she was actually like, oh my god, I hope to god this doesn't like hurt Nabi's idea of like, okay, I'm not gonna play Among Us, it's too weird, it's not for me, because Among Us can be fun, but if you're dealing with a mod, it's not properly installed, you might not know what's going on and all that stuff. So but yeah, that was, oh my god, that was just so funny. I had to share that one. I had to share it. It was so good. Good stuff.
I found 2 more clips that I wanted to show, so I'm just quickly posting them.
Nice. More the merrier. I
Okay,
love it.
Twitch really needs to get that sorted out. That's kind of just...
Yeah.
What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Alright. Mobo.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm calling it right now. If anyone has been following these clips and have been watching Momo, I'm calling it right now. If you do not like any of these clips, we cannot be friends. I'm just saying that this clip explains itself. This is gold. Well, okay, it's probably not gold, but it is freaking awesome. This is why I love Momo. She's just great. Play it. I love it.
Alright.
What should we sing, Chad? I know. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in
Holy
the
fucking shit.
sky,
Wow.
you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. See, now I need a guitar.
Come with me.
What?
I can get you a
What
guitar.
the
I'll get you a guitar.
I mean, I have
Bro,
one, but I'm
get
too
her-
afraid
get
to
her a
take
whole-
it out. I'm too
Get
afraid
her
to
an
take it
orchestra.
out.
What do you
I'm
mean a
gonna get you
guitar?
She has a voice for singing. It is god tier, incredible. She just breaks it out whenever the fuck she wants. She does it all the time when she's doing Among Us. There was a couple of times she almost wanted to get killed off just so that way she could just start singing to her chat. And it is just so great. She has a ukulele, like a little guitar, self-taught. I have a song that she completely did on her own, it's called the Among Us Blues, and it's so freaking good. It is incredible. And it's just one of the reasons why I just love Momo. She sings, and if you watch this next clip, this is gold. I love it.
I can already tell.
So good.
I can already tell by the title.
Yes.
Oh boy. Oh, that's
It's good.
We should observe. Interesting. There's not. The alpha male has been chosen. We shall be the one that is chosen to breed. As we see here, alpha male is now shredding the beta male. Oh, interesting. I do believe we've been spotted. Next time on Momo's Wild Adventure.
Oh dear, I do believe we've been spotted.
Momo, you are the greatest. You are the greatest. It is it's so good. It's so good.
That was great.
He is just brilliant. I love it. I love it so much.
Oh god. Alright, these next ones are Wild West RP clips. This one, I think there are two views. I don't have my view of it ready. But, yeah, my friend Eli was actually streaming that day and got this clip, so we'll watch it from his perspective because it's quite hilarious. So, just watch.
Alright, what are we
Alright,
doing?
I'm Steele and Ryan. Love you guys.
Alright,
All right.
good night, Miss Kit.
See you, kid.
Take care.
Good night, Ken.
See you, kid.
Love you.
Oh my god.
Is she okay?
Kid, are you alright?
Yeah, just
Good
fine.
lord. You went tumbling.
Alright, what are we
Alright.
doing?
She just goes flying.
Love you. Love you.
And and I'm right down there. And she just freaking comes flying just off the fucking roof next to me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, this one's great. I have no idea what the fuck happened. But, it's just comedy gold, this. Like, I have no idea what the hell was up with my horse's AI that night, but, oh boy, this is a funny one.
Yep. I love the sea shanty. Tell you what.
Oh god, there's a
Oh, Christ.
Oh. Wait, what?
Oh, well, bye. Ow. 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 Well.
You okay?
Oh. I think I'm gonna have a bit of a headache after that. Whew.
I probably some scrapes and bruises as well.
No, Motley, you dumbass.
Oh.
You big, beautiful dumbass. Yeah, what do you mean that's my fault? What the fuck do you mean that's my fault? You did have to follow me off the cliff. I don't know what happened. She just buckled. She buckled and I went tumbling off the... And then she followed me down. like, I couldn't believe it as I was watching it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm surprised more. I'm the only one who went over that cliff too, and it was the most. Not even in story. I have never seen just a horse and then buckle. She just buckles.
Well, bye.
Like, I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, she's on even ground, and then all of a sudden,
bye.
not. Then she walks off after me. It's like, God damn it, Motley. Oh, this was great. I wasn't thinking at all. I just decided to take a shortcut. And I'm like, you know, it was a long day. We just want to get to the location quickly. I'm like, hey, you know, let's just get to the location quickly. And funny enough, we were just talking about, I was telling Kit about that moment that we just watched. And then this happens. Throwing me off.
Yeah, she was worried.
Nearly crushed me. That, I thought that was a lot shallower than it was.
Yep, now I am down.
Oh god, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sure you'll dry out fine in the sun. I'm sorry.
It's alright. If you wanted to see me bloomers, though, you could have just asked.
Later, love. It is fine. It's like her character does not dress up like almost ever. And I freaking just dunked her in the fucking river. I completely, I missed, that wasn't the, there's a part of that you can take that, you know, you can easily forward, but that was not it. I took it at the wrong angle, so that's actually just a straight plummet. That was great. Here's, I think actually all of these clips are just self-explanatory. So, let's go with this one.
Some dynamite.
Fire bottle could be nice. I haven't seen one of these in a long time.
A fire bottle out of fish in water.
Yeah. Oh. Fuck. Never mind. I mean, out of deer maybe? Or like, no, I don't know. Don't judge me.
Sometimes.
It's just so perfect. Just the escalation of just like, you know, a fire bottle would work. It's like, out of fish, in water. Yes. Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah, let's fucking throw a Molotov cocktail at a freaking fish in water. Oh, and this one, I'm just real shit at driving carts. I should not be allowed to drive carts with large carts in this game, and this is why.
I'm gonna go in my head for a minute.
Oh god, don't.
Oh boy.
Oh, not those Reese.
Oh
Are you okay?
Oh shit, are you okay?
I have learned I have no depth perception as to how far the horses are on this wagon. I thought he was a lot further away than he was.
I'm gonna go in my head.
Man, those wagons stick out a lot further than you think. Like, oh my. I thought he was like way. There was another. There were a couple moments during that whole trip where. Actually, there was two incidents. There was that incident and one where I completely ran over and killed one of the NPCs. Because they just have the horses just stick out a lot further than they look when you look at it at an angle. So I thought I had a lot more space than I did, and all of a sudden the NPC and his horse was underneath the wagon. Oh, I'm so glad I managed to back up quick enough, because I've had Moxie non-canonically die. Like, if the horse gets in Red Dead, if the horse gets stuck, it just kills itself. If it can't get up, which actually, funny enough, it's like real life, where if a horse will just give up on life. If it's like, oh fuck, my leg's stuck, I'll just die here. Which is just like, I remember someone was talking about that in the Wild West RP General, talking about their horse. I would just like, it just caught up in some wire and it tripped, and then it made one attempt to get up and then just decided to die. It was just like, nope, I'm stuck here. I'm dead. And so she just walked over, took off the wire from its hoof, and just was like, get up. It's like, no, I'm dead. Leave me alone. I'm dying. And then it's like, finally it decided to get up. It's like, oh, no, I'm fine. Like, oh my god. Animals are interesting. But yeah. Oh god. Funny shit. I shall miss it. But do you have anything you want to talk about? Or are we going to move on to Artist of the Week?
You mean I don't get to talk about anything?
No, I'm asking if you...
What the fuck?
I'm asking...
Of course! Yes! I've been waiting this entire fucking time! What? Yes, I have a dozen of things to talk about because... Well, a lot of stuff kind of happened. I guess the first thing I want to bring up is actually, are you good with doing a little bit of like an after podcast? There's something that I kind of want to show you. It's a video project that I kind of been working on, and basically actually kind of ties into Artist of the Week a little bit. So like it's a whole thing, but it's a video I just want to show you. And yeah, so I don't know if you're available, if you got stuff to do.
Liv, my weeknights are now completely clear. Yes,
Okay.
I'm free. I don't have anything else I can do.
I don't know if you got other stuff to do. Okay,
I can't
just
do
wanted
anything
to
else.
verify. I just wanted to verify. That's all. Okay, so yeah, but there's a video. It's a passion project. I'm really excited about it, and I never showed it on stream. I haven't all uploaded to YouTube, but I haven't actually published anything. So, yeah, but it's a whole thing. I'm really excited about that. So I guess we'll go ahead and do that today. Other than that, are you aware of Cam Opper, who he is?
I think the name sounds familiar.
Okay. Well, apparently Cam Hopper, he used to, I don't know if he still is, but he's subbed to a lot of our channels. I thought he was a channel that was subbed to you at one point. But he was subbed to JoJo, Beecroft, Lucky, myself, Dead even, when he was streaming. And Cam Hopper is a really great guy, salt of the earth. I mean, he really is a freaking legend. And thing about Cam, he stopped by my channel and well, the wording sounds eerie similar to something else. He gave me $20 with a message that read, if I have it here, "Get Gothic, you won't regret it." Also going on to say it should be on everyone's bucket list, and you don't have to stream it, but please play it, and if you don't like it, I'll give you $100. Just out of curiosity, not only does it sound eerie similar to Yakuza 0, but I'm not like bringing it up, but just the idea that me and him both had we had the same thought, but just different game. And I thought that was like, what the fuck?
Huh. That's huh.
So I just thought that, because like, you know what I said about Yakuza 0, which by the way, that bet is still, if you're down, it's still open.
Are you kidding? I've lost that bet, Liv. I love the game. I just need to set time aside for it. Cuz it's just you need to set a lot of time aside for that game.
But I just thought that was kind of I mean, it's just like word for word sounds exactly like what I said about Yakuza though. That's what took me back. He had like a whole bunch of enthusiasm talking about it. Gothic, it's like a legit RPG, and he wants me to play it. So I've been kind of actually playing it off stream. I opt to not stream it. Nothing in particular. It's just Gothic. It's just a game completely new to me, so I don't know exactly how to like kind of like score it, I guess, like, you know, because like I never played this game before. It's RPGs is not my kind of type of thing. I think that's actually how he opened the conversation is, are you into RPGs? I mentioned about Yakuza, I mentioned about Persona and Witcher 3, but like after that it was like that is it. So and two of them are JRPGs, so I don't know if those count, but they are RPGs nonetheless. And then Witcher 3, which is an RPG, and that's really good. And well, then again, I forgot to mention Fallout, and technically Cyberpunk's also an RPG as well, so there's also those, but I didn't bring those up. But yeah, Cam wants me to play Gothic, and he gave me $20 to get the game, which I did. And I decided, he also says something along the lines, in his opinion, Gothic 2 is better than 1, Gothic 3 over 4. So because of that, I figured I'm going to go with Gothic 2, 3, 4, and then 1. Apparently there might be a remastered of 1 coming out, so the game is old. Gothic 2, I believe, came out in 2005, I believe. And it's an old game. I do love seeing old graphics in games, so like that was something that I really enjoyed, but I can't really judge a game on graphics just simply because it's an old game. So I also want to be like very fair, given the idea that he's like putting up $100 if I don't like the game. So I want to be fair, but I also want to be as honest as I possibly can. So like voice acting, like any old game, like voice acting was never top priority. So voice acting, graphics, good or bad, I'm gonna throw that out of like just judging the game. Pretty much, I guess game mechanics and just I guess story is what I'm gonna be focusing on. I guess, but yeah. So Cam Hopper, he gave me that whole bunch of stuff thrown at me. So yeah, gonna see what that's all about. And also, I believe there's something else. I got like a whole list here. I'm just making sure I'm going over it properly. And mention that. Yeah, okay. The only other thing that I wanted to talk about real fast, I forget if I brought it up when I was talking about Cyberpunk. So, I mean, to put it bluntly, Cyberpunk, I mentioned it in my top 5 games of honorable mentions. And basically, I don't think I mentioned, but this game would have been my number 2 favorite out of the top 5 that I went with. And on every list, every variant, if it wasn't number 2, it was number 1. And the only reason why I put this game at honorable mentions is because I think I also neglected to mention this. The CEO did I think it was the CEO, but a executive mentioned about they did like essentially an apology video, and something about that wording, we didn't come across any bugs as they were mentioning as they mentioned about consoles. And I was like, you didn't find any bugs for the consoles. The one that got taken down off of the Sony PlayStation Store, that version, you didn't find a single bug. I either want to call bullshit, or if they are telling the truth, that just feels like a stretch. And so, like, it's suspicious. Like, it just to me sounds like complete BS, and it's because of that I have no choice but to wash it from my games played of 2020. It's why it went from basically my number 2 or my number 1 to basically not even being mentioned, kind of type of thing. Like it went from first to last just because of that one comment. And I mean, there is a possibility, maybe, but I don't know. Something about that's just fishy. There is a possibility that maybe they did. Maybe the consoles, when developers develop it, maybe there's like a special kit for developers when they do console games, and maybe it's a little bit beefier, and it just kind of like checks the code, and they can check it in real time, kind of type of thing. And if that's the case, like they have like essentially a beefier version that is not available on retail, that would explain why it was able to run better there. But who knows? The other possibility, they did have a actual retail PlayStation, essentially, but they didn't have any other games on it because why would they? But that would also mean, if that's the case, then do people actually have to buy 2 PlayStation 4s, have one just running Cyberpunk and another one running for everything else, miscellaneous?
I mean, that would be the perfect marketing strategy to sell more PS systems.
I mean, when you think about it, yeah, but at the same time, like, I don't know. It just, the fact they didn't find bugs, I just call that suspicious. That to me just sounded like so much of a red flag. I will give the possibility of the benefit of the doubt that maybe, but it's a fucking stretch to see that they found no bugs. But it's basically because that one quote is the reason why I washed it off my entire list. But I mean, to some degree, I feel like a minority whenever I talk about it or play it, because my experience does not reflect anything of what people have mentioned. So I don't know what I did differently, I do know I did hunt down every update. I did hunt down. I always did. What is it? Fix or repair, like checking of the game cache, making sure that the integrity is all there. Whenever an update came in, I even out of boredom, I would just click that, just like because hell, I took a couple of breaks during my stream, and sometimes updates and stuff come in, or if I start my day, start my stream, like just out of boredom, I'll just click it just to make sure like everything's there and solid. So maybe that had something to do with the fact that my copy run better, and plus I have a beast computer. Whatever the case may be, I don't know what other because I heard of like a big streamer like they did a cutscene and they were driving right through a building, and it's like that never happened in my playthrough, and so I'm all I just know is I came across very little bugs, if any, and I hear so many other people, big and small streamers, and just other people that played it, stuff on Twitter, all this stuff. To me, it feels like the game is repairable, but other people, I guess, came across different bugs than I did, and so I just kind of feel almost guilty that I love the game so much, but I don't know. It is what it is. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out about Cyberpunk, and other than that, I think that is about it for me because I think I covered everything. Wanting to mention about the bet with Cam Hopper because I just thought that was interesting that me and him both had the same idea of, but essentially separate games. Wanted to talk about the video that I've been working on. I finished it and kind of want to show Dark, and yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Alrighty, so moving on to Artist of the Week then. Rounding her out with the Artist of the Week. So, you know me, I'm not great at like coming up with stuff for artists. So I usually read off of a bio or a Wikipedia page. There is neither of that for the artist I picked. There is no Wikipedia page. There is no biography on Spotify. There is just a vague blurb on their website. That's it. Which I'm like, okay, interesting. And most of it isn't even about their music. There's like one sentence. So, the person I picked for this week was a recent artist I was introduced to. From the person who plays Kit. She sent me one song of hers that like is like, oh, check this out. This is like Kit's new like theme song or anthem. I guess theme song. And I was like, oh wow, this song really. I'm like, wow, this song really fits the character. But also, the song really is awesome. That was Battle Cry was the one. And I was like, damn. So I started listening to more of her stuff on Spotify. I'm like, oh, nice. So she's like started on YouTube and like she's like a YouTube singer, and she does a lot of her original sort of like singles based off of like books or like TV shows or stuff like that. Like not like inspired from them, not necessarily about them, but like inspired from them. I think off the top of my head, I know that the one song I put on there, Empire, that's inspired by Game of Thrones. And that's the only one I know off the top of my head. Yeah, she's done a bunch of just like singles and that, which are the more, I guess, serious like songs. And she's done 2 tiny albums that are like 90-second songs. It's like two 90-second song albums of like for like one in 2014 about stuff that happened in 2014 and one in 2015 about stuff that happened in 2015. And some of them are just they're just hilarious, just like jokey songs. Just 90-second little fun dumb songs. like some about like there's one just about socks. And there's just like another about like what a cat like what a cat's world looks like to it or something like that. Just like interesting. Interesting little stuff. But yeah, I really like her music. It's good. I like it, and man, I just don't. It's funny having an artist that I'm like, I don't have a lot to say because I don't normally have a lot to say normally, but there's not a lot I could find on the artist. So that's where I stand on it.
Okay. Yeah, I heard it, and when I said the video that I want to show you is actually kind of relates to Artist of the Week, this is exactly what I'm talking about, because I swear to Christ, there is an artist that I love that lyrically sounds exactly like this artist. It sounds exactly like Beth, and it's a style that I like because you could picture a story being told, and the artist released a new, I guess there's a new album, and I do know there is a bunch of singles, but I don't know if, I'm sure there's an album, but anyway. But I heard the song, and I was like, man, that is so good. I love it so much. And then that inspired me to finish a project that I had that I wanted to show Dark because it kind of reflected that song a little bit. And basically because it reminds me, because Beth, Dark's pick, she really does sound like this other artist that I've been listening to. And like it's not spot on by any means, but it's I feel the similarities. I feel like it's there, and the music is good. I really do like it. It's something that I don't think it'll probably take me a while to kind of warm up. I basically just need to like listen to a couple of songs, and lyrically for me is where it's gonna like really land. I don't know what it is, but something lyrically about it I really do enjoy. The music itself is also all right with the piano and the different instruments that they use. Instrumentally, it's also pretty good as well. But yeah, I think it's Beth Crowley, I think is her name.
Yep.
And yeah.
Did I not say that at any point?
I don't know. You just really mentioned that you couldn't find anything. So.
I may have just not have said her name. Yeah, Beth Crowley.
But yeah,
That's weird.
I liked it.
I couldn't find anything on this artist, including their name. It's really awkward. Yeah, I would agree with you that lyrically her music does invoke a lot of like just images and stuff. Like, man, you could totally just tack some of her songs onto like imagery of other things. Like, it's nice when music can paint a picture in your head. Well, really any art that can paint a picture in your head, aside from paintings, because those just paint a picture in your eyes.
And I guess I'll go on to mine, I guess. I went with Henry Mancini. Surprisingly, I actually don't know too much about the guy. All I just know is I heard this guy's music, and even though I want to say I heard better versions of Peter Gunn theme, the Peter Gunn theme is the most played jazz song I ever have. Like it's one of my favorite jazz songs I've ever heard. It's really good. I've heard metal versions of it. I've heard even though the version that I actually listened to is actually from the Blues Brothers and SNL when it used to actually be funny. So, the Blues Brothers is actually Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. They did a character. They did this jazz group for SNL, and they actually did a really good job with it. And they even did a movie. And I even remember talking to a individual at a job I used to have, and they were saying how did you watch Blues Brothers? And I started humming the song Peter Gunn theme, and it was like, I don't remember that. It's like, but you said you watched the Blues Brothers. How do you not know that song? Whenever mischief happens, they play that song, Peter Gunn theme. And later on, I ended up learning that Henry Mancini also ended up doing Pink Panther, which is another classic song.
Oh yeah.
So it's really, really good. And I just wanted to share this one little tidbit. If people don't think that SNL used to be funny, there is actually one joke I really want to tell really fast. There was, I think it's Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd. Chevy Chase takes a belt, wraps his arm to shoot up heroin. He rolls up a joint and he starts trying to prick his arm. And then Dan Aykroyd steps in and says, "Kids, this is why it's called dope." So that is so if you don't believe me that SNL used to be funny, just imagine that. A guy trying to shoot up heroin, he rolls up a joint and he's trying to prick himself, but it's marijuana, dude. You smoke that shit. You don't jab your freaking arm, dude. Like that's the jokes they used to tell in SNL. Actual funny jokes. But anyway, I digress. But it's funny stuff. But yeah, the version of Peter Gunn theme I've always listened to is the Blues Brothers. I don't know what it is about that version. They took everything that Henry Mancini did and just kind of made it better, I kind of feel. And the fact that well, at least two members is like actual like actors, and according to what I've heard, like that's like their actual singing voice. If I would go with the Blues Brothers, but they would technically be a cover band, and I don't really like going with cover bands. So it's the whole reason why I'm kind of like bringing them up, is like they actually do great music, and this is like one example. But I can't really talk about Blues Brothers because it's cover, but Peter Gunn, Henry Mancini, anyway. But that's the version I listen to. If you don't know who Blues Brothers are, just look them up. Great songs from them are Peter Gunn theme, obviously. Caught the Katy, I think, is another one. Another one is Good Home Chicago, really good. There's others, but anyway. But those are the ones I recommend. Anyway, but yeah, Henry Mancini. Sadly, I don't know too much about the guy. Another great version of Peter Gunn theme was actually done by Jeff Beck. I remember watching 2009 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He did a live performance. It was really good. It was like a metal version. But the other thing about the Peter Gunn theme, if your lead is like not a wind instrument, it's like a guitar, it comes off kind of like the James Bond theme. The only problem is I almost kind of feel like people are going to say, oh, Peter Gunn is just ripping off James Bond theme. No, Peter Gunn came first, and it was a show about a detective from like the 1950s, I believe. It came out in like 1959, and James Bond, that theme didn't come out until 1962. So it predates it by 3 years. And yeah, Henry Mancini got his start in the 1940s, and he kept going all the way until his death. Pancreatic cancer in 94. So, but yeah, he composes music, he plays piano. Yeah, just does really great songs. But the two major ones that I really love is Pink Panther and Peter Gunn theme. Peter Gunn theme is just so good. I love it. But yeah, that's all I really have actually. So yeah, what do you think?
It's good jazz, and let's be honest, the Pink Panther theme is a classic. Like,
It is.
oh, you like
You can't
you
mistake
can't
it.
not. No, you can't. It's just
Mhm.
it's iconic. It's a classic. It's just a great jazz. It's just great.
Yeah.
Just like even on its own without like, the Pink Panther stuff attached to it. But it's even better with the Pink Panther. Just
That was actually when I went over everything. Like I started thinking, I almost kind of think Peter Gunn theme is actually better than the TV show, Peter Gunn, and then like the Pink Panther song is like better than the Pink Panther show. I like the songs were better than the show almost. I kind of felt like because I actually don't really know Peter. I know it's a detective show, but beyond that, I don't know anything. Kind of similar with Pink Panther. Like I know it's a Pink Panther and it's an animated show from years ago, but I mean, let's face it, the song's kind of more iconic. I kind of feel like the song's more iconic than the character a little bit, in my own opinion.
did the Pink Panther theme song start with the animated show or the Pink Panther movies?
I want to
I'm
say
trying
the movie.
I'm trying to okay. I'm trying to Pink Panther theme song. Where's the wiki for it? Released in 1936 with the theme song for the Pink Panther for the film Pink Panther. Oh, no, it was for the first movie. It was for the first. Is that it?
Yeah, that's what I see. It looks like it is the movie.
It's for the first movie. Huh. Thought so. That's a great movie. Like I saw the first and second Pink Panther movies. Those are still funny. Just like they're just. I feel like they hold up. Or it could just be me, with like all the old stuff that I've been exposed to, where it doesn't seem as weird to me, because I've grown up with stuff that's like seeing stuff from like those time periods. But I'd still recommend watching the original Pink Panther stuff. That's fun. It's funny. Funny stuff. Oh, okay. That answers the question then. That it was the movie, not the animated show where that song first originated. I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember if it was in the movie, because I could 100% imagine myself just imagining the Pink Panther music in the movie. So
yeah, I get that from time to time. There's like stuff that like I know I heard or seen, and it's like I believe it's from this, and it ends up being completely different. I've been there.
Well, that's about gonna do it for tonight. Me stream-wise, I don't know. I don't know what I can stream. I have no idea. Maybe Minecraft. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some testing. But I also don't want to overwork the one thing that's still working on my computer. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. But until I figure out the graphics card thing. So Liv, what's going on with you in New Computer Land?
Yeah, with me, I guess me and Dark are going to be doing a little bit. I really want to show him that video. I think it's going to be great. I think he's going to like it. I think a lot of people that do end up seeing it are going to like it. But yeah, we'll probably do that here in a minute. We'll probably take like a quick break and then get into it. That would be it for today, I think. But tomorrow, want to end up completing Yakuza Like a Dragon. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I've been on and off sleep all day, so basically I'm running off of coffee and fumes today. So at some point I really need to get some sleep, but we'll see what happens there. And hopefully if I finish Yakuza Like a Dragon tomorrow, Wednesday, we start the new adventure of Yakuza 3 and finally seeing what the rest of the series is like. So other than that, I got nothing, so.
Yeah, no. I've got nothing else. I was like, I got something. Wait, no, I don't. Alrighty. Well, thanks very much, everyone, for watching. We'll see you all in 2 weeks for the main podcast. We'll see you in like 2 minutes for the next. It's not actually 2 minutes, but it just sounds good to say 2 weeks and then 2 minutes. So... that's over on your channel, right?
Yep. I'll start immediately here.
Okay, so
Might
2
as well
minutes.
just get started now.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And hopefully, I'll be back with literally anything at some point in the distant future. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.